Hey guys, how's it going? Just a little thing quick before we get into the final Carmine video. I know I'm surprised we made it this far too. So, there are going to be parts in the video, and you've seen in some other ones where you can even hear it on the side right now, where the blinds are kind of swaying back and forth. Our dog Lily has really been enjoying getting into the blinds and looking through things. I have a really tight schedule this week, so I don't really have time to schedule other recording than right now. So, yeah, you're going to hear and see it. I'm sorry for that. There's a few cuts I'm going to be making where I cut some of it out. Yeah, thank you for understanding. Yeah, let's get to it. You ever think to yourself, man, I have made a horrible decision I can't back out of? I ended up starting my dishwasher like 30 minutes ago, not realizing I was going to sit down and record this right now. And surprise, surprise, the dishwasher is running still because it goes for 2 hours. So if you hear anything in the background, it's a dishwasher. Don't worry about it. Lily's also having her playtime right now with her toys and everything. Yeah. Anyway, we're finishing up the Carmine videos. The last one. We've done it. The characters are done. We have this last Carmine video, and it's over. We finally did it, guys. We sat through from Anthony on, actually further back. If you go all the way back, you'll see I did the D Carmine video. So it's from D Carmine on, we finally finished. We're finally here. And we're not even talking about people this time. We're not. We're talking about two companies that have been mentioned in the universe of Gears that fall under the Carmine name. That's right. We're talking about the Carmine Life Insurance Policy Program Company thing. So the Carmine Life Insurance Company. And we're talking about the Carmine Construction Company. The last two Carmine videos. Well, the last two companies inside this one video. Don't worry, I'm not going to sit here with a 12 to 15 minute video talking about the life insurance company when we just did the Fredo Carmine video and mentioned that for like 3 minutes. Trust me, we're not going to do that. Fredo was the one exclusion from my rule of not covering people with that little information. In fact, this video is going to be on both, not just one. I'm trying to keep to my rule of like keeping with stuff we have information on. So yeah, let's dig in and talk about these two companies and finish up the Carmine discussion series. Now, first off, we're going to start with the Carmine Life Insurance, pretty much the Carmine Life Insurance Company, or Carmine Life Insurance. I'm going to make this one really quick for them just because with the Fredo Carmine video, we did talk a bit about them and how they have possibly a relation to Fredo. So there's not really much more I can add on to this one. If you want more info involving what I'm probably going to end up repeating right now, watch the Fredo Carmine video. About halfway through, we talk about the life insurance company. There you go. That'll cover like the bulk of what I'm going to go through if you want to get info on Fredo too. So, starting off on things, the life insurance company, the Carmine Life Insurance Company, is actually found at Halvo Bay. As to who runs it, who started it, we don't really know which Carmine. That goes the same for the construction company we're going to get to. Yeah, there's not much to go on here. It's a life insurance company with the Carmine name to it. Now, I theorized with the Fredo Carmine video that whoever is in charge of the life insurance company, it's definitely not Fredo. He's a reporter. I'm guessing it's possibly either his father, his uncle, his brother, sister, somebody. But I feel like Fredo is involved with the Carmine Life Insurance Company because of the fact that they're both in Halvo Bay. He writes for the paper in Halvo Bay. The news clippings you get in the Kilo Squad Survivors log, it does have a section from a pamphlet or from a paper ad for Carmine Life Insurance. So it's definitely something involving them, or at least it's too much of a coincidence to see them in the same place. Fredo might not have that much of a relation, but we definitely know that there's a Carmine presence at Halvo Bay aside from Fredo. Because we know that the main family is more near like Aphira or just for Tyrus in general, the pretty much country that the Coalition of Board of Governments is on. They're in two different areas of the country itself, with I'm guessing the main branch being around Aphira, Jacinto, that area pretty much, or at least where the brothers are from. As for the branching out ones, for who's ever from Halvo, I'm guessing maybe not that close a family. I feel like Gary would be closer family than these guys. Like I have family, for instance, I live in Minnesota. I'm just a branch of like the main Booker family. The main Booker family is in Tennessee, and another branch is in Washington. So it's kind of like that. The main branch, I'm guessing, is probably close to Jacinto or where the brothers are, or that kind of general area. And then the branch is over in Halvo. As to as to pretty much their role in the story or what we get from them, I'm not gonna lie, they're just an Easter egg. Just like both of these are pretty much Easter eggs for the life insurance and construction companies. But it's an Easter egg. You go down the street in Act 2 when you're playing as Sophia, and there's the sign for them, and you see the building they're at. They were obviously hit by everything E-Day. They were around before E-Day, obviously. As to if they're still alive, obviously we have no clue, but Halvo Bay was hit extremely hard by Locust. Yes, Karn did die there, but that doesn't negate the fact that a lot of people died there. The Onyx Guard are just whispers at this point. They were originally 2, but they are currently, by the events of Gears of War 3, they're just whispers if they were even a thing or not. Because their cadet pretty much school, where you can pretty much train to become an Onyx Guard, was in Halvo Bay. They were a very well-renowned area, top secret to anyone who is a civilian. They trained the Onyx Guard there. Sophia, for instance, was an Onyx Guard cadet. If that school went down with all of them there, you know, if Loomis was in that town and we knew how much of a genius he was, I'm going to assume that branch of Carmines is dead. I'm going to very, very well put my money in the corner of those Carmines are long gone, especially since they're Carmines. That's about it. That's all I have for life insurance. Again, for more where I talk about Fredo and how it could be related, I pretty much said it all in this one, but it's also in the Fredo video. So, moving on. Now, the Carmine Construction Company. This one is unique because not only do we learn about it kind of in the game, where if you zoom in you can see it, but also originally in the fandom during Gears of War 4, when that came out and we all played it and we all had fun, the original theory is Carmine Construction Company was a company started by Clayton Carmine. Like, he finished up when he finished up with the war, and he pretty much went into construction. Now, this theory had a ton of holes in it, don't get me wrong. First off, because we never hear anything about Clay mentioned throughout Gears of War 4, but also because of the fact that, like, these tools were already in the tunnels. You know, they were already in the mines when they threw everything Locust-related in. They were already in there, you know. This company was around before E-Day. You know, Clay didn't have a hand in this. If it's Clay, that really pokes a hole in the fact that all the Carmines we know of, excluding 2, all joined the military at some point. It would make no sense for Clay to do this, you know? But yeah, we end up getting the Carmine Construction Company. And we know no one who started it, again, because it's pretty much an Easter egg. But we do know this. The Carmine Construction Company is the reason that the drop shot and the buzzkill exist. Those were created, or if not created, at least the Carmine Construction Company had their own brand of these tools. And as we see with the game, they're pretty much for construction or for digging or anything like that. They're not made to be actual weapons. If you look at the buzzkill even, how it's set up and everything, it's not made to just shoot them off like, you know, like a gun. That's not its main purpose. It can saw and it can make its way through things. And I'm guessing when you shoot it off, there's like a softer way to do it or something. And that's how you pretty much get rid of broken blades or used blades. The drop shot, it's very obvious to see that's made for mining, or at least it's made to like make craters or dig or something like that. Obviously they were in mines, so go figure, right? The Stranded used that, not the Stranded, the Outsiders. I forget name changes and everything after 25 years. My apologies on that one. God, imagine people from the original Gears hearing me say that one's like, no, those are definitely not Stranded. The Stranded have a... Don't worry, I know the difference. Trust me, I promise you I know. But yeah, like, the Outsiders would use those as weapons, and we end up having the Swarm that use them as weapons. The Outsiders use that because they pretty much use whatever they could get their hands on. Again, the COG, even with the new COG, they would still use, like, weapons that were given to them as weapons, you know? The Enforcer was an issued weapon, you know? The Stranded didn't care. You know, they were going to use the Stranded. The Outsiders didn't care. I'm going to mess that up the entire time talking about them. They didn't really care what they were using. They just used what they had on hand. Now, as for the Swarm, the reason they were using the Carmine Construction Company weapons was because those were just left down in the mines. You know, it's a really, like, easy way to say how they got them, but that is the truth. They left them in the mines, and when the Swarm rose up, they got a hold of whatever they could. Hey, look, this thing that shoots off detonating drop shots. I'm going to use that as a weapon. A Scion finds the buzzkill. hey, I'm going to use this because it goes boom, 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 slice, 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 and kills things. Obviously, that's what they're doing here. The COG really didn't use it that much because, again, it was older technology. It still worked completely fine, but there's not much of a need for it when Baird's going through with all of his inventions and all of his tools and all of his construction methods. And, you know, there's no real need for... Maybe they use drop shots now and then, but they were very rarely used. Like in a war zone, you're not going to see a soldier running around with a screwdriver 24/7 or a screw gun. You're not going to see that. You know, they might have some here and there, but that's not what they're going to be rolling around with. That's just not a thing. So, yeah, when it comes to the Carmine Construction Company, I gotta say, like, it's an older one, an older company. I'm guessing whoever started it's gone. It looks like they've been around for a while, but I'm going to assume whoever started the Carmine Construction Company, they were probably another distant relative in another branch, and they ended up dying during E-Day. And that's really all there is for those two businesses, you know? I didn't expect this video to be long, you know? I could sit down and make theories all I want about them, talk about their history, all of that. I really could, but what do you really have to say about Easter eggs? Aside from, like, you know, the Carmine Construction Company logo can be found on the Buzzkill, you know? Life insurance, I already told you how that's found, and it's even in the Kilo Squad books. Those aren't mentioned ever in the games or anything, you know? They're just little Easter egg things. Now, the Carmine Construction Company one, in my opinion, if I was to be writing Gears of War 4 and I would have been on the writing team for 5, I would have probably had that as a lead into something in 5, you know? Like, we don't need that many Carmines running around, but, like, mention some heritage from the Carmines. Like, maybe Clay could say something. I don't know how it would come up. He'd say, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, great Uncle Phil Carmine decided to start the company, and that money kept us living well as we joined the military and all. Something like that, you know, some world building. I would have liked if they continued that along, because now that's just there, you know, like, if people are going to ask where they came from, or why the Swarm has it. It's like, it was a coalition construction item they had. Okay, but why did they need it? The Carmine Construction Company made it. And there's like 5 more questions right there that pop up. So, just me, I would have had like something continued on, even if it was a little small thing on the side. But, again, I'm not writing Gears, you know. My number's still available for whoever would like that. Anyway, that's really going to do it. Like, that's the end of the Carmine series, you know. That's all of it. You know, I can't think of a single thing Carmine related I haven't touched on. I'm not going to touch on anything like lineage we don't know of, like the 4 brothers, mother and father. I'm not going to do that. Will's parents, or if he did have children, didn't know about. I'm not going to do that. You know, there's nothing else to do. Frodo was like the one exception to my rule of like, just if I have no info for something, I'm not going to touch on it, you know? That was like my one exception because I did every Carmine. I might as well do every Carmine. Like that's, you're never going to see a video like Frodo again where I have nothing to work on and I do it. Even Franklin Sissoko had more to work on, you know? He even came up in the book for like a brief mention, but he was in the book at least. Like, that's my rule. Like, if I don't have enough to work on, I'm not going to do it, you know? But that's it. That's the Carmine family in general. It's done. I did all of them. Now, Gear 6 is going to come along sooner or later, and there'll be another. I'm hoping for D. If it's D, I'll make a D version 2.0 video. I will. I'll finish up the Carmines then. As far as I know, I haven't heard of a single thing involving the Carmines and tactics. So, and again, I'm going to wait for console for that, so that's one thing. Yeah, that's it. Now, if you're wondering where I'm going from here, I'm going to take a small break from character discussions, or at least, like, group character discussions, because the Carmines, like, you know, with the current stuff going on in the world, with the current stuff like that, I have been very busy with work. I haven't had a lot of time to edit. Like, I would like to put a lot more editing into these, you know? But I'm going to step away from that. Like, Clay was a bigger one to tackle, and I had to condense a lot of that in. I'm going to step away from that for now. Probably do another theory video around somewhere. I'm going to do another versus video. That's the highest thing on the channel itself. I'm probably going to do another versus video. Who's fighting? I don't know yet. I'll maybe find a way to figure that one out and make one. I'm probably going to do another Locust discussion because there are Locust characters I'd like to talk about. Another weapon video. There's so many weapons and gears. I can make a weapon video every week and I'd be good for a year probably. But yeah, that'll do it for now. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're wondering when I'm going to get to another character discussion series, like, I don't know, once I get a few more done. Maybe Kilo, maybe Zeta. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching so much. It really helps and means the world if you can take a look at all the stuff we have linked down below. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for sticking through the Carmines. Have a great one, everyone.